PTSD ever since.
What?
Not really though, but
Ooh, did we lose Toya? We are live. We are live on YouTube and live on these streaming platforms. It's the Mina's House podcast, episode 204. I don't know what is going on. We had Toya in here, but she got lost. There she is entering the room. But hello, I'm Mina. Say what? We're starting off all crazy today. Why not?
Dex Stucky Mercury must be in retrograde or something.
Maybe. You know, I blame all my problems on Mercury. Mercury don't even be in retrograde. And I'll be like, Mercury's in retrograde.
Like it must be. Something must be going on.
I apologize.
Toy, introduce yourself.
Hello, guys. I'm Latoya Shantae Charleston. Some people might know me as Chocolate Divinity.
Hi.
Yes, hi. I'm an up-and-coming influencer. Media maven, bad bitch. No, just like
you ain't up and coming. You are here, boo. Let
I
them know.
love you, honey. Thank you.
Here.
You call if I'm available. I'm what Dex? I'm always on time.
Oh yeah, Shanti.
Oh my God, Dexter's. How about Ashanti getting the Lady of Soul Award? All I could think about was you watching her perform.
Isn't that amazing that when my friend Ashanti performs, people always text me and think about me. Like we really are like connected forever. It's amazing.
Did she know this?
Yeah.
Because you stalk her. That's why I don't think this is healthy. And you are married.
I don't see no ring.
Oh!
I'm just kidding. I'm in the house. I took it off.
You about to be on the couch. You about to be on the couch, Dexter. You know she be listening too.
You gotta hear it. But you know what's crazy stuff? She'll hear it 2 days later, and then he'll be mad about it 2 days later. I'm like, that was 2 days ago.
And here go Dexter's wife, like, come and get him, girl. Here's his son.
You can sleep on my couch, Dexter. But not for long, because I'm the only child.
Because you take it.
What? Oh, Toya doesn't know I got a man. I got a man, Toya.
Mina's got a man at hand.
In Mina's house.
In my bed. Every night now.
And he nursed her back to health while she had COVID, which was he got some points.
That's why I'm claiming him. You know how I am.
Ooh, he gonna put his life on the line. He's
right.
Your bodyguard.
That's why I'm telling people about him. Look, you know me, I don't post them. I don't talk about them.
Nope.
Sometimes I literally be dating guys and I'll be like, I used to date a guy and it's literally what I'm going through in the moment.
I feel you. You got to keep it to yourself. Ain't everybody business. Listen.
Look, you can't be claiming people out here. Summer Walker. You can't be Summer Walker out here. You got to keep it to the chest. She got tattoos on her eyebrow. You can't do it.
But say there's claiming and then there's Summer Walker with the tattoos on the eyebrow.
I just don't understand. Like, this kid is very young. Your parent, like your mother, really said name him Larry.
Well,
he don't look like a Larry. He one of those where his name don't match his face. Like Larry?
Yeah, Larry. What's that, a family name?
Are you a junior?
Can we just call you Lawrence? Larry ain't it. It sounds like it's giving 70s pimp. Right.
But you look at Larry and he looked like NBA Youngboy should have been his name.
Ain't you one of them NBA something?
Right. And Lils or Youngs.
Yeah.
Lil Larry.
Mm-hmm. That's what he really looked like.
Look, I had the coronavirus and I've bounced back and my sense of humor is back, honey, because for a minute it was struggling a little bit.
and you made the turkey for Thanksgiving, like a citrus turkey.
My God. Mm-hmm. Dexter, my turkey was so damn good. Dexter, I was
it looked
I was so surprised. my aunt,
you gotta tell us more, please.
My aunt been making turkeys for 15 years. Her turkey dry every year. I tried it once and my turkey was seasoned and juicy.
It's because you injected it with the butter.
I injected it and I basted it and I put everything up in that turkey. I put, oh my God, garlic, onions, parsley, celery. I put orange,
orange glazed turkey.
Girl, I put
pineapple
juice in there. I put apple. Listen, garlic, onion, butter. That turkey was juicy. Yeah, I still got some. Y'all want some?
I was actually about to say, I hope that we don't have any more turkey left. I just want that to be in the garbage can now.
First of all, I hate y'all bougie people talking about you can only eat leftovers 2 and 3 days after. What? I'm eating my food to either A, it go bad, or B, it is all done. Because I slaved in the kitchen for hours. I'm gonna eat this food, and you gonna eat this food too, Dexter. And you, Toya. I'm gonna send y'all a little doggy bag.
Mina, Thanksgiving was last Thursday. Today we're recording on Tuesday.
That's good.
Mina,
I want you to preserve your gut. We're not gonna do this no more.
Look,
like you said, just like you go to a restaurant, you be like, "Oh, this food was so good at the restaurant. I spent so much money on it. I'm gonna save it for 5 days." You would never.
Well, leftovers do be when that good flavor sit in on them leftovers be popping. So we ain't gonna act like leftovers ain't it. Okay.
But when you throw it in the microwave, it kills all the bacteria. So what's the problem?
That's how it works.
You throw that in the microwave.
And the fact that you even think that there may be bacteria in it, I don't want to.
I'm just saying, if there is, if you got 5-day-old bacteria in there, you pop that thing in the microwave, that thing is dead.
It's dead. It's gone.
All you taste is the pineapple juice and the garlic. Okay. I'm joking though. I mean, Tuesday's pushing it. I'm not gonna eat it past today. I agree with y'all there, but I'm not. People talking about Sunday. That's only 3 days. Y'all need to stop.
I can let Sunday go. Sunday will probably be because honestly, by Sunday I'm sick of it. Like I don't even want it.
Yeah.
So Saturday for me is usually my last hurrah, and then I'm like, all right, where the pizza at?
All right. Well, I guess y'all not gonna get none of my turkey then. I was about to send y'all some, but okay. I respect it. Let's get into what's in our feed because it is a mess in life. Okay. Ooh. First of all, there's a new variant of coronavirus called the Omicron, but they calling it the Omarion. I wish people would just learn how to read because I could not believe Omarion was trending. Y'all, it's Omicron. It's not that hard. Sound it out. Omicron. It's not Omarion.
When COVID came, we were so depressed and just dealing with it. We got to have some fun this time around. We might die. It's Omarion.
You got a point. Well, damn. We ain't going out like no punks. We're going to have fun.
No, we're going to laugh at it.
Listen, I don't want no parts of that damn new variant. The last variant took my sense of taste. It was the most depressing thing. And I'm just happy I got it back before Thanksgiving. That was my fear that I literally got it back the day before Thanksgiving. And I was like, I'm not trying to experiment with no new variant to see what other sense is going to take away from me. I don't need my hearing to go, my nose, nothing. Nope, I'm good.
Yeah, when they test, can they tell you what variants you have now?
They don't. No, I don't think so. I think I had the Delta variant because it wasn't. I think remember the first wave was the respiratory, people couldn't breathe and they had diarrhea and it was more in your stomach. Yeah. The second wave, from what my understanding is, and I'm not Dr. Fauci, but I've read a little bit. The second wave was more so body aches and sense of taste and smell. I didn't get the stomach one. I heard the stomach one's the worst one. And that can literally, you won't breathe with that one. But I got the one that was the loss of sense of taste and smell, which I heard is the more mild one. But if that was mild, I mean, I had fever for a day, and it wasn't I brought the fever down, but I'm not a fever girl. We keep talking about that. So for me to get fever, I'm like, what the hell? I can't even remember the last time I got a fever. But yeah, I'm not trying to figure out what kind of symptoms this has. I'm over it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I just can't sit in a house for a year again straight. I can't do that. I'm sorry. Like I'm just being real. So I'm going to be out in these streets. I'm going to be as careful as I can though.
Well, I feel like there's a surge right now and no one's talking about it. Like there's literally so many people that I know in my life that have it. And it's like, I literally was just with someone on Saturday at the Sixers game where we lost in double overtime by 1 point, but I don't want to focus on it. And it was like, I was around that person and then I was like, 2 days later, I found out that person is positive. Now I'm like going down the rabbit hole. Like I just had COVID. I can't be around someone else who had COVID. I God forbid I have it again. I don't know if my system can deal with it back to back like that within weeks. And I tested for it and thankfully I was negative. But the lady was like, normally at CVS, because I do all my testing at CVS, the lady was like, normally I test 50 people a day and I've been getting like 2 people positive here and there. She's like, yesterday I got 7 people positive.
Wow.
He's like, that's a lot in a day compared to what I've been testing.
I think what's really scary about it too with this new variant is that it's come and then it seems like nobody was catching COVID for a while. And then like I feel like so many people were like, oh, I have COVID or whatever. And then yesterday they really like kind of amped up the new one. And then today, like LeBron James has COVID. And truthfully, like when I hear things hit the NBA, I get really nervous because last time when it hit the NBA and the NBA did the shutdown, that's when the country shut down.
Yeah. Right. I remember that. That's when it really hit me like they shut down sports.
I just really would prefer them to shut the country down if they're going to do it. Shut it down before I spend this money on these Christmas gifts. Like just let me know before. Like
I already did it, bro.
They're going to be like, nah, let them get the last squeeze of the juice out.
I spent all my money. Black Friday was like 4 days this year. I don't understand. It was Black Friday started on Wednesday and then it stopped on Thanksgiving to show respect. And then it kicked up on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday again.
Yeah, and today too, because I was getting emails. Actually, to be honest with you, certain places that I was looking for yesterday didn't have anything. And today they were like, oh, we got our Black Friday sale. I'm like, wait,
and can we also address for some of these businesses, 10% is not a Black Friday.
Thank you.
Like if you had a storefront, I'd egg you for that because
not egg you.
Like why? You're getting toilet paper, you're getting egg because you out here playing with me.
You better be careful with Be careful with throwing that toilet paper around though, because we get into that time.
You're right.
You gonna wish you had it, that 2-ply, that charming.
Right? Well, I guess I'll go to the party store, get the party paper.
So what's acceptable? Like 40%, 50%? I mean, what are we looking for? 60? I don't.
If it's a sale, like I bought like a new wardrobe from Banana Republic because everything was 60% off. That to me is a sale.
That's a sale. Yeah.
I can't go somewhere and spend money and you're only giving me 20% off. Like this store is giving me 60% off. Do you want my business or not?
Why you acting like this ain't the time to be flirting?
Don't be cheap.
Up or not.
Yeah, hard to get.
We're past the flirt stage.
Right. I only got $30. Who's getting it?
That's it.
Yeah. Going once, going twice.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, I was kind of crazy this year. Like I literally would decide what I want to get and then check all the websites. And now on Google, you can type in something and then it gives you all the prices. I love that feature across like all the stores. And I literally just type in what I want and see if the store I'm about to buy it from is the cheapest. Like Amazon had like a Rachel Ray set for like $90 and it normally costs like $150. And I was like, ooh, $60. Then I typed it into Google and I seen Macy's had it for $80. So I went to Macy's and got it.
Yep. Macy's is king. I'm telling you, Macy's is like my favorite store.
Yes.
You know who has and I can't. All right, all your watchers, Mina. I've been learning. I order from Dillard's a lot because they have stuff at Dillard's that they don't have up here.
Dillard's? What?
Yes, and every time I wear. See,
Mina, she is clearly much, much, much older than we are. You be ordering out the Avon catalogs too.
Don't play, because you should know Dillard's. Mina has an excuse, but you live below the Mason-Dixon line. Yeah, y'all should have Dillard's, sweetie.
Dillard's in the South is like Macy's.
Yeah.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And it's
grandmas loved
online?
it.
Huh?
It's online?
Yes, it's online, and they've been like lately. You know how they do what is the geo targeting or whatever? They see you looking at stuff, and then before you know it, all the ads will pop up. And
Oh.
dealer's been having some stuff. I think because people don't be shopping there or something.
Okay,
But
they
like
got Ugg
the
boots.
stuff, the inventory of the cute stuff is there, and
Wait, Mina, did you say Ugg boots? Because I typed the website in. The first thing I see is Ugg boots.
Yes. Yes, Ugg boots.
They used to be they used to be the go-to place for Dooney and Burke bags. Y'all know what that is, Dooney and Burke bags?
Yes, I do know that.
They were like the spot for the Dooney and Burke bags.
I never had one of those either.
Me either.
All right, so we're worried about the variant. We're not. I'm worried because I just had it and there's a surge. I'm not. I'm
it's
scared
gonna be
now.
what it's gonna be.
I think I'm more scared now because I got it than I was before, which is weird.
So when you got it, did you feel a little more at ease because you were vaccinated, or no?
See, when I found out it was coronavirus, I already had the worst of my symptoms.
Okay.
So it was kind of hard to feel because I literally I lost my sense of taste, and that's when I said, this is coronavirus. Like this isn't something light. So because I was in the house, I didn't go out at all. And then it's hard to get a test now, right? You can't go and get a test down the block now. Like you got to schedule it in. It takes a day or two. So I had already lost my sense of taste by the time I actually found out I was positive. So it's hard to really like answer that question because it's not like, it was like I was through the worst of it when I knew I definitely had it. But I thought I had it, but I didn't feel like at ease that I had the vaccine or not. I just was like, damn it, I have coronavirus. Now, I will say, I got through it in a week. I was testing negative within the week. That's when I really appreciated the vaccine aspect of it after the fact. Because I'm like, there's no way I got through the coronavirus in a week if I had not been vaccinated. That's just what I believe, you know? Yeah. So, I mean, even like my boss was like, what, you're negative already? And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. You know, the only symptom I had after I was testing negative was the loss of taste. That's the only thing. Okay. But that's when I did appreciate being vaccinated, when I saw how quickly I moved through it and how quickly I was like back on my feet. So I did appreciate that.
Well, I'm just thankful that you're okay.
Yeah. Well, I'm the only one that's had it here, right?
I've never had it.
Yeah, not that I know of. I could have.
But
I think if I did have it was early last year.
Yeah, I know I won't get it though because of I'm a superhero. So obviously we don't catch that kind of stuff.
My boyfriend says that. He says he's a superhero because he was in the house in the bed and didn't catch it. Yeah. And I was like, you had just gotten vaccinated. And he was like, even before I got vaccinated, I was around my friend who he was really sick and I didn't get it either. I'm like, okay, y'all keep believing that.
Oh, he a doctor? Is he a doctor? What's happening?
He's Haitian.
Oh, they don't care.
Now it makes sense.
No, but the reason why I say that is that he's very like into food, right? So, and look, when he told me this, I'm like, I'm not taking no onion concoction, but this onion concoction worked. He had me put onions with garlic and honey in like a jar and let it sit for like 30 minutes and it creates like a juice. And he had me take a teaspoon of the juice 4 times a day. And that damn garlic concoction, I don't know if that helped me get through the coronavirus, but it definitely helped me. And when he first mentioned it, I was like, oh, hell no. And he was like, this is what we do, what my mama did in Haiti. So I say that to say that they have, you know, at least his mother has
they do
a lot of like, garlic, onion, like natural home remedies that I feel like really helped me. Like he put cayenne pepper in my chicken noodle soup, and that cayenne had me sweating that damn coronavirus out.
I do that on a regular. That's how you're supposed to make the soup. Like I think you're supposed to do that. My best friend though is Haitian, and he comes up with some stuff too. I remember when we were talking about taking drug tests, and he's like, "I got y'all." We go over to his house. He's like, "Drink this. You won't fail a drug test." I'm like, "Well, what's in it?" And he goes, "Bleach."
Dexter, he was trying to kill you, Dexter.
He does it. Like he's never failed a drug test.
He was trying to kill you.
A little bleach.
It's so funny, Mina, at first when you were describing what your boyfriend gave you like to recover, my fat ass, I'm going to, that sounds like a good recipe. You throw some chicken in there and get a little stir fry.
Listen, that little juice, you would think onion and garlic, that little juice was good. That honey, give it a little like glaze. I didn't mind drinking it. I'm gonna try it on my chicken.
Well, I'm sure it's a good little glazed chicken.
Right. Okay, so Rihanna's pregnant again, according to the FBI, the Federal Bureau of the Internet. She's pregnant every year. And ASAP Rocky's about to be a father. And she's the national hero of Barbados.
Yeah, is that a real title? Like that's what
it is today.
They're getting their first president too.
They have their independence.
Oh, yes, because they are now free from the queen.
Mm-hmm. From the queen, off with her head.
Yes.
I got it for the Rihanna thing. A couple nights ago, I was scrolling social media and I saw this video that said Rihanna's the most beautiful woman in the world. And like the video was her, she had like this plaid, I guess like lingerie set and like her butt. It was, Rihanna's like magnificent. She really is. And then today I saw this and I'm like, there is a good chance that the video posted was an old video. There is a good chance that that's old. But I don't think so. I don't think this woman's pregnant. I really don't. Like, usually when they say it, I'm like, oh, maybe we haven't seen her. She looked like a little heavier before. Maybe, I don't know. Now I'm like, this is probably real because I don't see it at all. Like,
Can Rihanna eat though? Like every time she eat a little bit, she pregnant. Can she eat?
It's funny. I think people are giving more steam to this one because her best friend liked one of the posts. So, but I'm like, but that could be them trolling y'all because y'all dummies and you're willing to just pick up anything that people throw down there. So it could be true, or people could be sitting up laughing. But either way, if you're going to be a mommy, congratulations, Riri.
Right. Well, if Rihanna gets pregnant, I'm gonna feel like I need to get pregnant.
And also, this is the most devastating pregnancy ever because multiple group chats of mine with guys in it were sending that in. Oh my God, Rihanna's pregnant. As if any of them had an opportunity with Rihanna. They are upset in the group chat.
What is that about? Like,
I don't understand that either.
Guys are pissed because they thought they were going to be the one to get Rihanna pregnant.
But here's the thing, like, no one was mad when Beyonce was pregnant. Like, I think with Beyonce, I don't think we really thought like, I'm going to be that guy to get her pregnant. I think with Rihanna, you did?
With Rihanna, I think that
she's the first billionaire. You definitely not getting her pregnant.
And mind you, none of these guys that I'm talking to are even remotely famous or even have a chance with her.
Do they have a job? She's a billionaire.
That's about it. But it's like they
might be some benefits.
Upset that Rihanna got pregnant by somebody else. But also I think with Beyonce, who's also super desirable, she was with Jay-Z. So it's kind of like, oh, well, of course, you know, I don't think people really look at like ASAP like that. Like, I don't think people like really give him that like credibility or respect or even care much about their relationship. So I think that Rihanna still seemed like she was on the market.
Well, to some, she still could be, because you know how guys like to get real competitive. Oh, you with him? Let me show you why you shouldn't be, girl. So maybe that's why the men still have hope.
No one cared when Nicki got pregnant. No one cared when Beyonce got pregnant. All these damn girls getting pregnant, no one cares. But Rihanna and like guys are having a fit. I don't understand. I don't understand it. I don't. And it's not like she hasn't been dating. It's Drake, the Muslim. Was the guy Muslim? I don't remember the guy. The Muslim rich guy, ASAP Rocky. She's been out here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I feel like girls, we do the same thing. Like you might have a little Hollywood crush, and then you find out they're married or they get married, and you're like, oh. But I feel like with girls, the extent of it is just like, oh, he just because he ain't meet me yet. Y'all be real mad.
No, because I think with Idris, I remember a lot of girls really got upset when Idris said he was getting married. And I think that what you were saying, like girls just still don't care. They still be like, I'm gonna have him. They don't care. Like, they really don't care.
No respect.
Anything that Portia Williams taught you.
And speaking of Portia, I think, Mina, you're one of the people. I think you guys need to go ahead and give Portia her apology.
Why?
Because you guys said that Portia's a man stealer and she stole that lady's husband and all this stuff like this. Not? And now the girl, 5 months later, just had a baby. So she wasn't getting cheated on. Portia can't steal somebody who was. She can't steal your man if you're pregnant by somebody else. That is
Yes,
impossible.
you can.
Yes, you damn sure can.
That was my man when you met him. You stole him when I wasn't pregnant, and that was my man. Yes, you can.
But she was
then
pregnant.
She literally opened up the door to Portia to steal him.
Like you gave that man up when you got pregnant by somebody else, and you were still married to him.
So
but I didn't expect you to come over
why?
for lunch and then you leave with my motherfucking husband. I'm sorry, with my husband.
Portia needs an apology.
No, because you met him through me. It don't matter what him and I are going through. You're not supposed to take my man.
Trifling, girl. I don't care.
Trifling.
Yep.
Moving on. Speaking of trifling, out of all the things that we can start change.org petitions for, right? World peace, hunger, stop the violence. Someone decided it was a good idea to stop Will and Jada Pinkett Smith from doing interviews. There is a change.org petition that wants journalists like myself and Gail to stop interviewing Will and Jada because we unwillingly know too much about their personal sex life.
It's too much.
My only issue with this is that I wasn't the one who came up with it. This is genius. I support it 100%. Will, I love you, and I don't want to hear another thing about you in the bedroom.
Thank you. We know all we asked for was confirmation that y'all like to get down with the get down.
Right.
That's what we get. That's what we get though. We asked for it for years, and they finally said, "You guys really want to know what's going on? We're gonna talk about it for the rest of the year, and we're gonna be as cringy as possible." We're reaping what we sowed.
We did not ask for all of this though. That's it. We just wanted y'all to come out and say it to put the rumors to rest, but we ain't want y'all whole sexual profile, y'all resume.
Listen. I don't want to know that Will was having so much sex that it didn't feel good no more. I don't want to know that he was lusting after his first co-star. I don't want to know that they struggled with physical intimacy. I don't want to know. I don't want to know that Jada just wants another man. I don't want to know that. Someone said on social media, I know more about them in the last 2 months than I found out about them in the last 10 years. I agree.
Well, you know why? Because he had that book to push. But I will say the only other thing I want from y'all is I want Tupac to rest in peace.
Yeah.
What happened with that?
Every other day, every time her name comes up, he has to come up too. Like I'm sick of it. Because she always talks about no man knew my body like Tupac Shakur knew my body. Right. I'm just sick of it. I'm tired of it.
You know what happened? She's like, you know what? The way that Tupac is, I'm gonna go with the guy on Fresh Prince.
Yeah,
that got the potential to be the movie star, because it's like picking the good guy, and not that Tupac was a bad guy, but he had a bad guy demeanor, right? He was saying what he wanted. He was an outlaw. That was kind of his persona, like this bad boy, like he'll shoot people for you. You know what I'm saying? Like Will's not gonna shoot you. Will's not gonna shoot anybody for you. Like
we thought.
What?
Now I don't know. New Will Smith might be shooting people. Who knows?
I don't know, child. This new Will Smith.
When he said he was dealing with the drug dealers and stuff, I was like, Will?
Right?
Drug dealers.
This Will Smith undone.
That's like Kevin Hart shooting people in that new movie, True Story on Netflix.
Gotta have a conversation with. I need to have a conversation with Kevin because I need to know if there are bodies buried.
It was so good. He did so good. It was so believable. I was like, go ahead, little kid.
You thought so? I kept waiting for a joke. I just couldn't see him in the role. And then he's shooting people. And then when he choked the guy out, bro, you're like 5'2".
That's why he didn't
like
jump up on them so
10.
good. He had to jump.
So you like Kevin Hart in this role?
Yes. I thought he was great in it. And the reason why is because I went into it not expecting it to be, especially, and you know what, maybe because I didn't know too much of the premise of the movie. Like I just heard it was a Kevin Hart thing and I just went in and watched it. So I really didn't have any expectations for real. But I think he did it came off as believable. It took a little adjustment because I'm like, wait, but that's Kevin, but actually he's doing good with this. I don't feel the urge to laugh.
I think that people who went into the movie looking for it to be a Kevin Hart movie, like really looking for him to be the star, are kind of like, because like Kevin really didn't do much in this movie, to be honest with you. It was really like the supporting characters that really kind of like did a lot. And like he was kind of there and he guided it or whatever. But like it really wasn't a lot of him. It was really a lot of like the supporting characters, like kind of like doing what they needed to do. I thought it was amazing though.
I think his acting was good. I'm not talking about the acting. I can't adjust to Kevin Hart being in a role where he's murdering people. It just, I can't, the acting was good. The storyline was good. Everything was good. I'm not saying it was bad. I just struggled adjusting to Kevin Hart in this kind of role. Even when he killed someone, and he killed multiple people. It wasn't even like, I'm like, you out here murdering people. You from Philadelphia.
Speaking of Philly, I do love how that you were actually kind of correct when you said it was less about Kevin. It really was a movie about Philly. And I love that. Like Philly was just as much of the star of the movie as Kevin Hart. Like it was cool watching like different, places that might not be as iconic, but if you're from Philly, it. Like it wasn't just the Rocky Stairs or City Hall or the Union Building. Like
because who talks about the Wells Fargo, for guys on the podcast listening, Philadelphia's center is the Wells Fargo Center. Nobody talks about the Wells Fargo Center in movies. Like that's just not a thing. And it was heavily featured in that, which I thought was cool.
Yeah, well, the video was fake as hell.
Stations and things like that, and certain personalities, although he couldn't say the name, but
I was gonna say that Cosmic Kev is on the radio in Philly. But this is what I was expecting. They didn't say Cosmic Kev. They called him Cosmic Jack.
Yeah.
But I was expecting the guy to look like Kev for some reason. And he didn't. I'm like, who is this this fake Cosmic Kev? I would have at least appreciated if the guy looked like him. But I couldn't understand why they didn't say Cosmic Kev's name. But they said Power 99 at one point. Did y'all peep that?
Yeah.
No, I missed that part.
They
said you missed all of that part, Dexter?
They said Power 99, the radio station, which I used to work for. They said that, but then, and they didn't say Cosmic Kev's name. They said Cosmic Jack. And then they changed the radio station to Wild something.
I didn't understand that though. Yeah. I figured if you're going to mention the station, just in general, I figured, and then you're going to be in Philadelphia, like why not there's multiple stations in Philadelphia. Why not do one of those stations in Philadelphia? I just thought that would have made sense.
Maybe because it was was it shot during a COVID season and different.
Okay, but you use the Wells Fargo, which is like a real thing. Like just, I don't know, just make it make sense. Because us in Philadelphia, we were rooting for it. Then we see that and it's like,
I at least wanted Cosmic Jack to look like Cosmic Kev, and he did not. I thought Kev was gonna Kev lookalike, and it didn't happen.
Yeah, that guy was wide awake.
It'd have been cool if they put Kev's son in there. That'd have been
yeah. So change.org petition. So we're for it. Yes.
Yeah.
Will and Jada. Okay.
Although, just in Philadelphia alone, like Dex said, for people who are listening, we've surpassed 500 murders, so I'm sure there's so many like other change.org petitions we could create. But with that said, I'm for it. We're all in agreement.
All right. So our topic today is about Travis Scott. We've talked about this before on the pod, but one of the latest victims was this 9-year-old boy who passed away. He was at the festival with his father, and he ended up getting trampled on by the crowd surge. So the boy was in the hospital. He passed away from organ failure. He was in a coma. And apparently Travis had reached out to the family to pay for the funeral and via an attorney, right? And then the family's attorney responded saying, we decline your offer, and we hope that Travis Scott starts taking responsibility for his part in this. So social media went on a rampage saying like, it's not Travis's fault. What does it matter? Is it Travis's fault? And how do you feel he's going about this? Because there's attorneys involved now. He has a high level attorney. Like the firm that's representing him was just revealed, and it's a top dog lawyer, you know, and everything's being done from an attorney standpoint, which takes away the human element of it. And then not only that, but I saw online, and this is just an online rumor, I didn't read this on a credible news site, but I read that the offer came along with something like in fine print that said, if he pays for the funeral, you can't sue him later. How are you guys feeling about all of this? To me, it doesn't even, it seems like it's not even about the people who passed away anymore.
No.
For me right now, it's more so about like, and Travis Scott is to blame for a lot of how this is like playing out. To me, it's about money and him not wanting to be sued by these families. How are you guys taking this? And is he to blame?
I mean, I just personally think, for one, I mean, I know, no offense, I'm kind of sick of this whole Travis Scott conversation, and people are, I feel like it's become more of the blame game. It's your fault. It's not just one person's fault in this. It's a culmination. Everybody is culpable. And this, even to the people who chose to go. And unfortunately, that 9-year-old boy lost his life. But should there have been a 9-year-old at a festival with a record amount of people? Right now, I just feel like people, instead of just doing the money grab and everybody passing the blame, focus on the families that were affected. Put the energy into that. Like, Travis is only one person. He can only do but so much. Yes, it was one of the biggest, I will say, like public devastations of our generation. But it can't just, all the blame can't be on Travis. And I personally think what's happening is, if you notice, he's been really quiet and on the low lately. Send him out to a public event, see how people will react to it. Okay, the public says, no, what you doing out? Let's go back into retreat. And I honestly think this is what this whole Kim Kardashian and Pete, what's his name? Davidson.
Yeah.
I really think that's what this is about, just to kind of keep the heat off of that situation and give them something else to look at.
What? You think Kris Jenner contrived Kim Kardashian and Pete Davidson to take away from the Travis Scott tragedy? I was like, where's she going with this? I was like, wow.
I can see that too, because if you even think about it with the Courtney and Travis, like, I mean, Courtney and Travis, like, engagement and stuff, like, that happened, and then it kind of like simmered down. Like, there's no conversation about it or nothing, and it does kind of seem like she's like, roll this out. Like, let's direct the attention this way. Let's do it, because we've seen it happen before with this family. So like, it's not shocking that would happen. And then soon you're going to start seeing like ultrasound pictures and all kind of stuff like with the baby, because it does humanize Travis. And I can see that stuff happening. And then think about it. He doesn't even have to do this stuff. The Kardashian family can do this stuff. So he can kind of just like sit back while they do all like the work, really. And
just wait until the sentiments change.
And I do think that there's no human approach to this anymore, because the human approach was taken away immediately, because there were this happened Saturday, Sunday night. There were lawsuits filed Monday morning. So like, I'm no longer a human in this. Like, I can't even talk to this stuff. The lawyer has to do it. And if he did send them something like, look, I want to pay for the funeral, at the end of the day, that's coming out of his money, whether he said it to you or not. And I do think it would make sense to send something to be like, hey, look, I want to do what I can do to pay for the funeral, but like, I don't really want you to come back to me a month later. And like, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know how accurate that is. That's just something that the internet is saying.
Even if he didn't say that, or even if that's just like a rumor on the internet, it's still plausible though. Like, if I pay for this, I don't want you to sue me. Like, I think that's crazy. And I think the family looks at it like, if we take this money, we look crazy if we go and sue him after. Yeah.
Yes.
It's hush
But
money.
at the family, okay, if you know that most likely you will get more out of a lawsuit, well, focus on that. Don't just, there's plenty of GoFundMe's out here. You know, for this case, people would definitely, the masses would donate. So you would have more than enough for that, should you not have the money yourself to cover the cost of it. But this all passing the buck and the blame, and it's all Travis's fault. This got to stop.
I don't think it's all Travis's fault, but I don't feel like Travis has taken the a right amount of accountability. But you can't, because it opens you up to lawsuits.
Yes.
But from a human standpoint, I don't think he's taking the a right amount of accountability, and I think that's what the family's attorney was trying to say. You know, I mean, he even hired a spokesperson. I think it went. I think he did the wrong thing by hiring a spokesperson. I get hiring a lawyer, but he literally hired a spokesperson to go on Gayle King and say, well, it's not Travis's fault. There was a whole manual saying that it's the production manager's opportunity to stop the show, and it's the other person's job to stop the show. But then literally in the same interview said, oh, but Travis cares about his fans. He stopped the show when he thought something was wrong. Okay, lady, you just said it's everybody else's job to stop the show, but then in the same interview said, oh, but he stopped the show because he thought something was wrong. That's really where I don't think Travis is completely to blame for this, but this is his festival, something he put together. He was in the room putting this together. He hired the people, Live Nation, the promoter. He was involved in this in some way, right? So when you're involved in something like this, whether you physically went out there and killed and trampled these people, which he did not, you have some sort of liability and culpability should something happen to the people that are at a venue because you invited them there. So
at the end of the day, like when
I'm on my lawyer, I'm sorry.
But I don't disagree, and I think at the end of the day, Mina, we never agree. This is so weird. We've been agreeing a lot today. The other two need to come and break this up. But I think that at the end of the day, if this concert would have went down in the Guinness World Book of Records, they wouldn't have said congratulations, Live Nation, congratulations, promoters, this, then, the third. They would have said congratulations, Travis Scott. Like, he's going to get the credit for this. I'm sure he made the most money from this. So, like, when it comes down to putting the blame on somebody, it is your fault because this is your show. Like, you, even if it's not like you did this, like, you have to take the ownership of that because it's your baby.
Right. And you can't be like, well, it's so-and-so's fault because they didn't hire security and it's so-and-so's. This is your festival. You know what I'm saying? This has your whole brand is built off this Astroworld thing. So it's like, I know you didn't physically go out there and kill these people. And that's what the comments will say. Well, why is Travis Scott to blame? He wasn't the reason why they died. And why was that 9-year-old there? But you put on an event and you have a responsibility for the people that come to your event in your name. And that's why there's insurance policies that you have to take out for events like this. And the insurance policy they got on this ain't enough. So that's really where I feel like Travis isn't physically to blame for these people passing away, but I also don't think that he has really taken accountability and responsibility for legal reasons, obviously, for these people losing their lives. And now you're dealing with attorneys. It's so impersonal for you to send an offer for a funeral through an attorney. Like, what did you draw up legal paperwork? Like, that is crazy to me. You're talking about a 9-year-old boy that died, whether he should have been there or not. You don't send an attorney to draw up legal paperwork for a funeral because that's what attorneys do, right? The attorney's not going to get on the phone and be like, hey, can Travis pay for your funeral? No, he's going to submit it in writing because that's what attorneys do. They document everything. So it's like, it's so chaotic. I can't even believe he hired a spokesperson.
But then I'm thinking, Mina, he could have hired a spokesperson because do we know what he sounds like? Do we know? Like, I've never heard this man speak. He could be an dumb like, for all we know, and we've seen it time and time again. And that's kind of like a misstep on us as being like the viewer and the fan, because we put these people, I'm not a fan of his, but most people will tend to put these people on pedestals.
Yeah.
And you create them in the sense that you think they are. You sit them 1 second down and have an interview and you be like, oh, you can't read.
Yeah, the next thing you know, they're in the courtroom and they're using the CBS interview with you apologizing to people, or there's conversations of you calling these people directly and they're like, look, he's trying to buy us off. I think hiring these lawyers, and I don't necessarily know about the mouthpiece. I think that was just a little weird, but I definitely, but the lawyer stuff, I think he did right by having them handle it.
Of course.
Because if he did that, like, those people probably would have recorded that conversation and just was like, look, he's trying to buy our silence or something like that. I don't know, you just never know. Plus, like I said, there were lawsuits filed literally the Monday morning, people were waiting outside the courtroom like it was Black Friday to file a lawsuit.
I
Like
would have filed a
like,
lawsuit too. I come to an
but
event not thinking I'm gonna lose my damn life, and I'm being trampled on, and y'all ain't got security up in here. I didn't pay no $40 to come and lose my life. I'm suing the fuck out of you. You invited me to this,
other people,
and you ain't have no security here to handle these crazy ass people that are high and stuff. I'm suing you. I'm suing you.
So people are eager to take advantage of this situation. And just granted, keep in mind, the same thing could have happened, and if nobody died, we wouldn't see as many lawsuits. There are so many lawsuits from people who were injured because they were there and they feel like they can take a piece of it. Those were the ones that were lined up Monday morning at the courtrooms. The people who lost their lives, I don't think that was immediately what they were worried. People who lost loved ones. Right. I don't think they were worried about this immediately. They were trying to figure out what's going to happen, what they got to do, or whatever. But it's like people who took advantage of this situation that I think pushed him to be like, I can't say nothing. I got to be quiet because it's going to ruin me.
In general, he would never do an interview though. Like say he really just was not a good public speaker. He wouldn't be doing any interviews right now because you're literally in a lawsuit. You know what I'm saying? Like if he is going to do an interview, it's probably going to be after the fact, after everything is said and done. I just think that, did he kill them himself? And, but there is a responsibility on his behalf, and it's just disheartening for you to lose your 9-year-old son, and this person sends you, I'm gonna pay for your funeral via a lawyer, which is just very insensitive. And not even just that, but if there is a situation where it's said in the paperwork that they can't sue him later, that would blow my mind. I mean, think about it. In a court of law, it doesn't matter what attorney he has. Do you really think a judge or jury are not going to award money to parents who lost their 9-year-old son?
Yeah.
I don't even think it matters what's said in that courtroom. Their kid went there and they lost their kid. I mean, even if their kid shouldn't have been there, whatever, you could say a thousand things.
Even at like amusement parks, there are signs like your child can't get on this if they don't meet this height requirement. There's no signs like that at a festival. So like, therefore, the kid was supposed to be there.
Yeah.
That shows neglect in a sense, right? Legally, but even if Travis Scott did nothing wrong, his name is on the festival. He created it with Live Nation, and 9-year-old parents are going to be there crying their eyes. I don't see a jury or a judge not awarding them any kind of money. I just don't see
definitely that. Will. Yeah. That's
whether it's his fault or not, there was some neglect and negligence here, definitely. And even though he wasn't the one that trampled the young boy, this was your event.
You're the conduit to it happening, so you got to take some
promoted it, like.
And I think also, Mina, I think people's sentiments would be a bit different if we heard something specifically from him, but we haven't yet. Usually, like, I think a lot of people like, where's your humanity? Like in the very beginning of it, like when you first caught wind this is happening, you didn't think to put something out there. At least
he was on Instagram Live doing his statement with his head down like he was crying.
Oh, he did do that?
It was bad. People were like, what is this? They were dragging him.
And then he put out like a statement that sounded like it was rehearsed. It's just, from the beginning, he's just trying to protect himself legally, and I think that's what's hurting him. And that was probably like a Kris Jenner thing, like let me swoop in and manage this. But when you're talking about people losing their kids, college kids, 20-year-old, 21, the majority of the people who lost their lives were in college. They were kids, a 9-year-old. When you're talking about kids, I get that you're trying to protect yourself from liability, but it's coming off as like you're just trying to throw money at the situation. And there's no real sentiment there. Or you're worried about the money that you could lose. Instead of the fact that these people lost their 9-year-old son. I mean, regardless of whether he should have been there or not, that's so hard to process. We'll see how this plays out. I'm hungry, y'all. I gotta go. This one worked up an appetite. Talk about Travis Scott. Toya, how could they find you?
You can find me on IG. Chocolate.divinity. YouTube, you can find me there as well. And Facebook, although I'm not really on it like that, but show up. Latoya Charleston on Facebook.
Dexter, how can they find you?
I'll be here every Tuesday on the Mina's House podcast. You can find me right here.
Thank you guys for watching. Mina, say what?
Thank
Talk to you next week.